So today is Vamanadeva Ekadashi. So we're going to read the Ekadashi. Or at least give a summary of it. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so today's Pasava Ekadashi. So this Ekadashi occurs during the waxing moon in the month of August, September. It is very auspicious as it takes away all one's sins. One who worships Lord Vamanadeva on this day is worshipped by all inhabitants of the three worlds. On this Ekadashi, the Lord turns from his left side to his right side. So basically, he's been sleeping for 2 months now. So he's turned over to his other side. He's going to sleep for another 2 months, which is the period of Chaturmas. So in Treta Yuga, there was a king named Bali, who, although born in a demonic family, worshipped Vishnu, and he worshipped the Brahmins and performed sacrifices. He even defeated Indra. So the demigods approached the Lord for help. The Lord came as Vamanadeva, a small brahmachari boy. Vaman asked the king for 3 steps of land, which the king gave as charity. So Vamanadeva covered the 7 lower planetary systems with his first step, the entire planetary system, including the sky, with his second step. When Vamanadeva asked for place for his 3rd step, King Bali offered his own head. So being satisfied with the king, Vamanadeva blessed the king and promised to be his doorkeeper in the Patal planet of the king. So during the 4 months of Chaturmas, one should observe each and every Ekadashi properly. So that's the Katha for this Pasava Ekadashi.
Okay, thank you. So, quick summary on Vamanadeva. We've actually discussed Vamanadeva when we were looking at the avatars. So we can do a quick revision of this wonderful avatar of the Lord. And this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, in the 8th canto, quite a lot of detail is given of his pastimes. So this is one of the verses, 8th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse. We can recite this.
Yattadvapu bhati vibhushanayudhe avyakta chidvyaktam adharayadhari babhuvatenaiva sva vamano vatu sampashyator divya gate yathanatha. The Lord appeared in his original form with ornaments and weapons in his hands. Although this ever-existing form is not visible in the material world, he nonetheless appeared in this form. Then, in the presence of his father and mother, he assumed the form of Vaman, a Brahman dwarf, a brahmachari, just like a theatrical actor.
So, after Vaman, Nrsimhadev defeated Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad was crowned the emperor. He had a son called Virochan, who actually was very powerful, and he was destroyed by deceit by the demigods. And his son was Bali. Bali became very angry, and he waged a war against the demigods to revenge his father's death. And although initially he was defeated, he took shelter of his spiritual master, and by the grace of his spiritual master, he was actually able to defeat the demigods, and to the extent that they were displaced from their heavenly abodes. Bali actually took over the kingdom of heaven, Indra's palace. Now, Indra's mother Aditi felt very sorry for the demigods. She prayed to Lord Vishnu to appear and give them protection. And he very kindly did. He initially came in his 4-handed form, Lord Vishnu, very beautiful form. And then later on, he manifested his form as Vamanadeva, the Brahman boy. Some people refer to him as a dwarf, but actually he's a boy, a Brahman boy. And he looked absolutely effulgent, very beautiful. When he took birth, when he took his form, the devatas came, prayed to him, gave him many gifts of love. And he just had a very glorious aura around him. He was a Brahman boy. He made his way to the palace of Bali. And at that time, Bali was preparing a huge ceremony. This was to help him continue to be the emperor of the world. And Vamanadeva came. Vamanadeva was very effulgent. He shone so brightly. It was as if the sun god himself had arrived in the arena. And Bali Maharaj was really very pleased with the sight of Vamanadeva. He began to worship Vamanadeva, washed his feet, and he prayed to Vamanadeva that I would like to give you a gift in charity. What would you like? I can give you anything you want: land, gold, elephants, chariots, houses, villages. Vamanadeva said to the king, I simply want, if you like to give, 3 paces of land, measured by my own footsteps. Bali said, no, I can give you everything. I can give you a whole planet. You just want 3 steps of land? So then Vamanadeva said, that's all I need, because a Brahmin should never ask for more than he needs. I only require a little land so that I can sleep. The king, he insisted, no, you're not very intelligent. You don't know what's good for you. I can give you everything. I can give you a whole planet. Please take. But Vamanadeva kept insisting, no, all I need is 3 steps of land from you. That's all. Now, Bali Maharaj had a spiritual master called Sukracharya. Sukracharya knew that this is not an ordinary Brahmin boy, that he is actually Lord Vishnu, come disguised. And he warned Bali that this boy, if you give him anything, he'll take it all away from you, because he's not a Brahmin boy, he's Lord Vishnu himself. And you don't have to fulfill your promise of giving 3 steps of land. Many reasons he gave why Bali should not fulfill his promise. One was that you haven't uttered the word Om. Yeah. And also, when promises are taken from you in deceit, you can renege on them. So many different excuses the spiritual master of Bali was giving him, that he could get out of keeping his word. But Bali was insistent, no, he may well be Vishnu. It doesn't matter. Once I've given my word, I will not take it back. And he said, Mother Earth cannot bear the weight of a dishonest person. So now the Lord has come to my door, and I'm not going to renege on my promise to him. So this was a very, very amazing attitude by the head of the demons. Right? He was willing to risk his guru's chastisement. And actually the guru cursed him to lose everything. So, but Bali was not scared at all. He kept his promise. And there's Bali Maharaj, there's Sukracharya who's trying to convince him, don't keep the promise to the boy. Take whatever you like, Bali Maharaj said to Vaman. And Vamanadeva, with his first step, he put the foot on earth. The second step, he crossed over the universe, across the heavenly planets, everything that Bali owned, and his big toe pierced the covering of the universe. So there was no more space left. There you go. And when he did that, actually, when he pierced the covering of the universe, Mother Ganga came into the universe. Very interesting. So Bali, so this is the coverings. We've looked at this before. Very interesting how his toe went right through all these huge coverings. These coverings are very, very gigantic. So then Vamanadeva said to Bali, I've taken 2 spaces. You promised me 3. you're not going to fulfill your promise. And he had him arrested. Bali Maharaj was perplexed. How can he keep his promise? There you go. Vasuki was used to arrest Bali Maharaj. And this is Prahlad Maharaj here. Came to advise his grandson. And there's Bali Maharaj sitting on the throne. Sorry, Vamanadeva sitting on the throne. Bali Maharaj arrested. The king replied, "O Lord, you're always good, whether you punish or you reward. You appear to be my enemy, for you side with the demigods. But actually you are my true friend, helping me understand how this life and any possessions are temporary. Nothing in this world escapes the ravages of time. You have taken all my wealth, but I still have myself. Please place your third step on my head." What an amazing, amazing personality. He offered himself to the Lord. What a fortunate soul. At that moment, so that was his surrender. And that actually pleased Vamanadeva very much, very much. At that moment, Bali Maharaj's wife, Vindhyavali, stepped forward and addressed the Brahmin boy. Vamanadeva, foolish men think they own something, but in reality, everything belongs to you. Though my husband is offering you his body, he does not realize that it is on loan from you. Please forgive his foolishness. See, the Matajis are always more smarter than the Prabhus. Bali Maharaj was thinking, this is my body, you can step on my head now. But his Dharampatni, so intelligent, even this body doesn't belong to you, it belongs to him. So how amazing is that? Vamanadeva was gently smiling and replied, "My dear queen, your husband has greatly pleased me. Determined to give me everything, he kept nothing for himself. By his full surrender, he has proven to be my true devotee. For this, you shall both live on the subterranean planet called Sutala. It is more opulent than even the celestial realms." The Lord also agreed to become Bali Maharaj's gatekeeper. Anybody who wanted to see him had to get through Vamanadeva. And one time, who was it? Ravan came to see Bali, and he struggled to get through the gatekeeper. So, where is Bali Maharaj's place? So this is our GPS. We are here on Earth. These are the heavenly planets. And these are the subterranean planets below the Earth. Sutal, that's where he lives. These are not hellish planets. These are actually even more opulence than the heavenly planets. But here, generally, the demons live and they enjoy opulence. After this incident, the demigods defeated the demons and recaptured their heavenly planets. Since that time, King Bali has become famous as one who surrendered everything, including himself, to the service of the Lord. And Bali Maharaj is also one of the 12 Mahajans. Vamanadeva Avatar Ki Jai. So, I wanted to conclude there. Madhusudan Babu, would you like to share your experiences, realizations?
Hare Krishna, Navi. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Vamanadeva ki jai.
Hey.
And Jiva Goswami ki jai as well.
Yeah.
Yay. You know, this session has been wonderful, actually, you know. And there's so many realizations come from this. And, you know, Vamanadeva, obviously, that pastime, the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's just amazing, you know, when you go through the pastimes and how all these different avatars, you know, actually avatars, but they're actually Lord's pastimes, and how he brings understanding, you know. And Jiva Goswami's pastime was amazing as well, because let's face it, what Vrindavan is now is because of Lord Chaitanya's instruction to unveil or reveal the Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. But Vrindavan was even very, very opulent. I think I know that, you know, previously, even before Lord Chaitanya's instruction, Vrindavan was even very, very opulent, and it was more like a metropolis, you know, some huge, huge buildings, but with time that also kind of disappeared. And then Lord Chaitanya instructed, you know, the Goswamis. So all these different personalities actually unveiled the different pastimes in Vrindavan. As we go in Vrindavan even today, we think that that is just a material place. And then actually when you do go there and you walk on the Braj, it's the whole land feels different actually, you know. But you might, because it's covered by Yogamaya in a way, we cannot see the real aspect of Vrindavan. And it's people like Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. But they were all actually, you know, we've been doing about the Astasakis and the Manjaris, and they're all expansions of Krishna and Radha. So they are the ones who can really reveal the pastimes of Krishna, and they know more. So when you go through the life of Jiva Goswami here, you know, he was so eloquent in his understanding. And I just wanted to ask, you know, that Vallabhacharya is not the same as the Vallabhacharya of Pustimag in Gujarat, is it?
Yeah, it's the same personality, yes.
Is it the same personality?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but there was in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's also Vallabhacharya who looked after Lord Chaitanya.
Same, that's the same person.
It's the same person?
Same personality.
Right, yeah, because sometimes I used to quiz that, you know, and then wasn't sure it was the same Vallabhacharya, you know, and in Gujarat, obviously, you know, before
they're contemporaries.
Yeah, contemporaries, and then they're also Manjaris and the different personalities, you know, from the spiritual world. They came to take part in the Gauranga Leela. So it's Lord Chaitanya's Leela, all these personalities. Because Lord Chaitanya came as Radha and Krishna, actually, you know, and it's Krishna in guise of Radharani's mood to understand Radharani's separation and her love for Krishna and trying to understand that. But along with at that time, all the different associates came as well. So, like you say, Jiva Goswami was one of the Manjaris, and then actually even Lalita Sakhi, we did that pastime about the Sakhis, and she came as one of the Swamis. You know, it was Haridas Swami.
He was Swarup Damodar, right? And Vishakha was Ramananda Ray.
Yeah. Yeah, Visakha, that's right, yeah. And in their pastime as well, you know, he was the one, I think, the deities of Manka Bihari.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
That's slightly different, isn't it? That's Haridas.
That's right, that's Haridas.
Swami, yeah. So in his pastime as well, you know, we don't understand, but I know a little incident, I won't go into detail, a lot of it, where when Haridas Swami was there and he was worshipping Banke Bihari, and he's obviously, you know, from the spiritual world and Krishna associate, so he had amazing ragas and he could sing amazingly as well to Krishna. And all those different ragas would not even compare to all the Gandharvas. You know, the Gandharvas obviously entertain the demigods in the spiritual, in the higher planets. The Gandharvas, they don't even match even fractionally to what Haridas could sing, you know, amazingly, all the different ragas. But that was only done to glorify and worship Banke Bihari. But in his pastime, you know, during his time, I think that was also in 1579, something around about that, you know. 1500s was an amazing time when Lord Chaitanya and Jiva Goswami and all these different personalities appeared to unveil Vrindavan, actually. So when they were doing puja, you know, a lot of the kings used to come and visit Haridas as well. And when one of the kings actually appeared and they came to Haridas and did darshan of Banke Bihari, and Haridas would obviously cook, you know, chapan bhog for the lordships and offer. And when the king saw that, and he was all offered in clay pots, you know, and all that, and he came to, he said, "Why are you offering in these clay pots, you know? You should, I'll give you some golden plates, and all those, you can offer them in those sort of plates." Then he realized that, you know, these clay pots are made from the Raj. They're not ordinary clay pots. Maybe he doesn't understand. So he does, you know, he instructed him to go and have darshan again. He said, "Go and have darshan again." And when he went there again, this king realized, you know, he saw all the plates were amazingly, not just only gold, but like you're saying, like Chintamani, you know, he didn't understand. He just came back and he asked for forgiveness. He said, "Maybe I don't understand the Raj, how amazing it is actually." But, you know, so people like Haridas Thakur, Jiva Goswami, they could see far more in what Vrindavan is, you know, and what the value of Raj is. So amazing pastimes, these, you know. But as we go into Srimad Bhagavatam, these Vamanadeva pastimes are amazing as well. When you start to realize how devotees, we think that we own. Yeah, the last bit was amazing actually, when Bali Maharaj's Dharmapatni says, you know, you don't even own your own body. That is on loan to you. Then when you realize that we're actually all being gifted with this body, and we misuse it and abuse it sometimes. And people don't realize there's actually a gift, you know. But when Bhagavad Gita starts with the point that you're not in body, you know, and that's on loan to us, and we got to look after it and treat it like a temple. So give prasad to the body and look after our body. It is a gift, you know. So, you know, it's actually, we're going to have to leave that one day, but we are spirit souls, part and parcel of Krishna. And our mood is, you know, as spiritual soul, we are servants of Krishna. But we become servants of Maya, as we know, then that's the illusion we live in. But no, these are amazing pastimes. So it's been nice listening to them. And you've done a good presentation here. Nabi, thank you. And your Dharmapatni always nudges you a bit. And she's
the auto check.
Yeah, she's also like Bali Maharaj's Dharmapatni, you know, you got to watch out what she say.
Definitely.
Make us realize, you know, where we are or what we
Better
are.
half.
Yeah, my other half is here as well.
Yeah. I used to call her the bigger half, but then she's reduced her weight as well. So
I was just going to say, yes, you always need a woman in your life to be a success.
Keep you in check.
Yeah. So that last bit of Bali Maharaj's Dharmapatni just blew me away completely. So they're amazing. So thank you, Nabi. Wonderful.
Hare Krishna. Anybody, any questions or comments? Nani Ben, are you there? Oh no, she was there. Okay. Thank you very much, dear devotees. We can, if there's no comments or questions, we can go to the Nishinga Kavach. We'd like to pray for Trikala Gyababu. You know,